Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum, built for business by American Express.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. It goes to figure that after a year where Ryan Reynolds had one of the biggest films of the year, that of course being Deadpool and Wolverine, that we start 2025 looking at the filmography of one Mr. Ryan Reynolds. And here to join me, the lady pool to my Deadpool, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm good. I was waiting in anticipation. Like, what nice things is he going to say today?
At least I didn't say dog pool. Or head pool, you know? No. We're talking about the films starring Ryan Reynolds. And it feels kind of weird because, normally when we talk about Ryan Reynolds films on It's Not That Bad, we normally have good things to say about him. So knowing that he is the national treasure that he is it going to feel weird to pick a past movie?
Okay, to be fair, he has such a large filmography, but about half of it is Deadpool related.
Fair.
Deadpool reads this. Deadpool does this. Deadpool infomercial for this.
Right?
Ryan Reynolds sells his whiskey.
I'm just waiting for the day where we get Deadpool delves into the public domain, where he basically, attacks every character that's public domain. So Deadpool kills Mickey, Deadpool kills Winnie the Pooh, Deadpool kills Popeye, Deadpool kills Bambi. Can we have that?
I think we should just make it so.
Deadpool kills the public domain. Make it happen. Of course, right now he's sitting there going, Blake, get me a pen.
Noted. These crazy Canadians, they came up with something.
Right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 3 Ryan Reynolds films each. A keep, a watch, and a pass. The keep is the one that is like the holy grail of Ryan Reynolds films to us. The watch is one that, hey, you know what? Even if it's got commercials, we'll still watch it. And the pass, well, maybe not necessarily the fault of one Mr. Ryan Reynolds. The movie, pass pool at that point.
I like how you said to us as the qualifier.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, he has, let's say, some pretty big films.
Just a few,
Just a few.
Bigger than Jesus,
But can he play the shark from Jaws?
No, that's Ben Affleck's job.
I know.
According to Kevin Smith, that is Ben Affleck's job. But no, it is, and I'm glad you pointed that out. And if you haven't figured this out over the number of years that we have been doing shows, all of our picks in Keep Watch Pass are from personal opinion. So when I tell you my keep pick, you might be like, oh, that's really, really, yeah, I agree. Or you may sit there and go, what the hell are you smoking up there in Canada? Also, it's legal, so we can do that. But still, these are our personal opinion picks. And we love to hear from you guys and want to know what movies you would pick. So be sure to hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com and feel free to chime in and let us know. But we have stalled long enough. So, Carrie, I'm going to pass the ball over to you, or the soccer ball, because, Wrexham, go Wrexham. Your keep pick of movies starring Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. I think that this movie was so creative and so completely, absolutely perfect. It had everything. It had video gaming. It had a love story. It had just Ryan Reynolds strange brew of humor, and that is Free Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Free Guy. I love this movie. Like if there is nothing on and I'm flipping through the channels, I'm like, this is the one I always revert to.
Mm-hmm.
This is my go-to. I love it.
I mean, here's the thing. And yes, it's my key pick as well. Of course it is. Right?
I was wondering how many movies we have the same.
You know what's funny? Is it weird that I don't think Ryan Reynolds is the best character in this? To me, Jodie Comer is the absolute best in this. She's absolutely awesome. But Ryan Reynolds is like almost the perfect version of Ryan Reynolds in this. But the funny thing is, I think a lot of credit also has to go to the director, Sean Levy. There is something about how he directs. And in movies that shouldn't have a ton of heart, Sean Levy is able to pull that out of the script. Every single thing that I have seen of his directorial filmography has had a surprising amount of heart. And that's including The Internship, which starred Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. That has a surprising amount of heart for a film that should not have any heart at all because it's an Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn film, Interning at Google, including A Trip to a Strip Club. That film shouldn't have that level of heart, but yet I found myself really enjoying that film. And by the way, I've talked about that on It's Not That Bad, thanks to Tim from the 2010 Minutes podcast for bringing that one over. But every time Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds work together, I mean, we saw it work with Free Guy, we saw it work with Deadpool and Wolverine, we saw it work with The Adam Project. Sean Levy is a fantastic director and very adept at pulling real human emotion out of scenes that shouldn't necessarily have them.
Do you think he could have saved Green Lantern?
You know what's funny? I think he could. I think he absolutely could. I don't think, though, that the problems were necessarily in the directing of that film. I think the biggest problem with that was the big CGI mess that it was. I actually didn't mind Green Lantern. And I know I might be one of the few people to say that. There are definite problems with Green Lantern. Ryan Reynolds isn't one. Blake Lively isn't one. The CGI is definitely one. The direction wasn't one. Taika Waititi was fine in it. It was all good. There was just something missing with it.
Can we talk about Taika Waititi for a minute? Oh my God. Loved him in Free Guy.
And the funny thing is, he has the most quotable lines in that film.
Solution.
Right?
Because I lied.
The number of times I have referenced Albuquerque boiled turkey.
Yes. I love it.
But that's the other thing too. Okay, first of all, we're really missing one major part of this film in that this was the best movie to come out in the pandemic, period. Like, here we all are, sitting at home, nowhere to go, nothing to do except for work from home. And then all of a sudden, boom, Free Guy drops. And we're like, thank God, a good movie to watch, a good new movie to watch.
Okay, but think about the timing too. Like, that was the time of everything was virtual.
Yeah.
Right? Our meetings were virtual, possibly VR systems, sales increased on those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we just no longer peopled. We would enter a world of almost escapism, almost like enter the world of the video game.
Yeah. It was literally so perfectly timed to release during the pandemic. And, I mean, our kids enjoyed it too, because of course there were a lot of streamers who got, Dan TDM was in there, right? And they're like, whoa, and there's this guy. And it's literally something for everybody. And it's hard to find anything wrong with that. Might actually be a perfect film.
I really think it is.
Yeah. Like top to bottom, I think it's a perfect film.
Like if it doesn't rate highly.
On the, we're never talking about it on It's Not That Bad.
Oh no,
because it is that damn good. No, I would be ridiculously hard pressed to find anything wrong with that film.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 40% off select styles. Rules and restrictions may apply.
So I guess my keep pick is already out of the bag. So now I get to talk about my watch pick. And it's a film that we've already talked about over on It's Not That Bad. I'm talking about Smokin' Aces.
Nice. I'm so happy you mentioned that because I was like, I really want to circle back to it. But you know what? I'm moving on. So recap us,
You're
Jay.
moving on from Smokin' Aces. Okay. But the funny thing is, I'm picking this despite Ryan Reynolds because in the role that he's in, it's not a very Ryan Reynolds role. This film is all about the different assassins and like it's a who's who. Great
it's all about
ensemble
Jeremy
cast.
Piven. Let's be honest.
Oh, Jeremy Piven's good too, but I mean, you got Ben Affleck in here. You have Chris Pine is freaking hilarious in this in one of his first major roles, and everyone in that film. Like again, if you want to hear us really talk and blow up that film, that you can find that episode over on our It's Not That Bad feed. But it's one of those things where it's so much fun and it played so well, and it was the Assassin's Ball type film that it's hard to pull off. Like I remember when the trailer for Free Fire came out and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good. And then I watched the film, I'm like, oh, the trailer made it look so much better. Smokin' Aces. Yeah, it's kind of a film of its time as far as the filming style goes. But it was a not perfect film for its time, but damn good film and really enjoyable. All right, over to you, Carrie. Your watch pick.
My watch pick is going to take you back to a time of when our boys were young and they were into a certain property that was a really lesser known character.
Van Wilder?
No. I'm talking about Turbo the Snail, the speedy racing snail. And yeah, it was like, I remember we were so psyched that we actually found a birthday card with Turbo because it was like the least marketed property.
It really was. And you know what the interesting thing is? And again, this is not a slight on Ryan Reynolds at all. I found the movie itself kind of forgettable. But the Turbo Fast series that was on Netflix was actually, in my opinion, better than the film. Is that weird?
It's not weird because I was actually looking over it and I was like, I mean, the movie is what started it, right?
Well, yes.
But I mean, there is just something about the voice characters, the voice acting of these snails that have like larger than life personalities.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well, I mean, there are some animated films out there that do work really well after the film comes out in a shorter format. The Boss Baby TV series, because of course our kids watch the crap out of the Boss Baby series. I actually enjoyed watching it because they got into more almost sitcom-y, kind of Family Guy-esque, Simpsons-esque kind of humor. And a property like that kind of works in that 24-minute, 30-minute kind of format. Same thing with Turbo Fast. The shows were really good. And the seasons, the kids watched them ad nauseum, but I kind of enjoyed them too.
yeah, but again, like, I think the movie did well enough, right, to make it interesting. And Ryan Reynolds gave Turbo, like, I don't know, you just wanted to root for him, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. You know, there's no way you're going to make an animated film with a main character that you couldn't give two craps about. That's not going to work, right? This was a DreamWorks property, and they made a really good franchise to build from. I am surprised that a Turbo 2 never happened. But I mean, we've waited long stretches of time between between other animated property films. Like, how long did we have to wait for Cars 3 after Cars 2? Right?
True.
Right? So, I mean, never say never to a Turbo 2, but I would actually prefer to see the Turbo Fast series come back. But I don't know if that franchise's day in the sun is gone, but is anything ever really gone when it comes to IP?
I want to see the ride. You know, you enter into a snail and then it just takes off like Space Mountain.
You know what's funny? And I don't know if this exists. And if it doesn't exist, it should exist, because we've got Disney World, right? And we got like Nickelodeon theme parks and whatnot, right? And hell, there's even a Sesame Street theme park. Is there a DreamWorks animation theme park? Because there are some big name properties from DreamWorks, like Boss Baby, like Turbo, that need to have some kind of theme park existence. I mean, there are locations around the world that do have some kind of DreamWorks presence, mostly from the Minions, right? I mean, you take a look at Universal Studios in Orlando. They've got the Despicable Me, Villain Con, Minion Blast. Like they have stuff out there, but I'm just taking a look at a list here of DreamWorks properties in theme parks around the world, and there's not much. I mean,
Is How to Train Your Dragon DreamWorks?
I do believe it is.
So I wonder if the new Universal Epic World, because that has How to Train Your Dragon. I think they have another Minions.
Well, I mean, let me go through the list here, right? You have the DreamWorks water park at the American Dream Meadowlands. There's a Madagascar area at the Beto Carrera World. There is Kung Fu Panda Academy at Gardaland. There's a DreamWorks section in Motion Gate Dubai that has Shrek, Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, and How to Train Your Dragon. The things, I don't see Turbo anywhere, and it's a glaring omission, because you're right. Like, the property would lend itself so well to some kind of roller coaster or indoor roller coaster with like lots of neon lights, kind of like Space Mountain was. Like, make it happen, because the property definitely deserves a little something. I don't know why it hasn't had any in the first place, but I mean, you're right. Bring it back. Maybe if they do a sequel, then there's a reason for them to make a ride.
There we go. We've got ideas for everything.
Right?
Universal, start taking note.
We're just printing money here for people. Come on, listen to us. But maybe don't listen to us right now, because Carrie, what's your pass pick?
Oh, I so had high hopes for this movie, and with such a stellar cast, it boggles my mind still after 2 watches, because the first one I thought, maybe it's me. Maybe, hi, it's me. I'm the problem. But then I watched it again, and that would be The Hitman's Bodyguard. And I so wanted it to be so good. And then it wasn't. And then they came back with The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. And, why?
Right?
I'm sorry. It should have been good, but it just...
I mean, on paper, Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson paired together should literally be the comedic duo of the century. But I think my biggest problem with the film is that all the best parts were in the trailer.
Exactly.
This is one of those ones where the trailer made it seem to be funnier than it was and better than it was. And then you got there and you realized that I could have just spent the 2 minutes, watched the trailer, and called a day. Because, I mean, I haven't even bothered to watch The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I don't know if you have or not, but I haven't even bothered.
I tried it, and then midway through, I was like, no, this is not. It's, again, I want the 2 hours of my life back and to just watch the 2-minute trailer, and there it is.
Yeah.
There's the funny parts. Why do they do that?
I have railed against trailers spoiling parts of the film. Like, you take a look at a movie like The Rundown, and yeah, the trailer made it look funny, and the movie was funny, the one with Sean William Scott and, of course, Dwayne Johnson. But it's one of those things where there were still get you moments, right? Ones where you're like, okay, you thought you were ready, then let's bring this. Or even Strays. Strays, I was pretty darn skippy. Like, all the best parts were going to be in the trailer, and we go in and just be like a bunch of swearing dogs that we've heard all the lines before. And then they found the bunnies, and you're like, oh dear God! Like, there were moments that you could not put in a trailer. Even the Red Band trailer, you couldn't put any of some of those parts in the trailer, and it's just like, yeah, no. Thankfully, we went to go see that one because that was a ton of fun. But yeah, no, The Hitman's Bodyguard suffered from heightened expectations from the trailer, and just no. All right, for my past pick, I'm dipping back into the well of movies that we talked about. And I feel bad because it makes it sound like we have talked about every single Ryan Reynolds film over on It's Not That Bad. And before you think I'm going to say what I'm going to say, no, it's not X-Men Origins Wolverine. Because that, even though that is the worst Deadpool that ever Deadpooled, because it's not Deadpool, let's be honest, I actually didn't touch a single Deadpool film at all on my list.
Neither did I, but I did that by design.
So same here. Same here.
It would have been too obvious.
Yeah, exactly. That would be like, movies featuring magicians and you just went Harry Potter, Harry Potter, and Harry Potter. That would be Captain Obvious. But no, I am going to talk about another comic book property, though. And no, it's not Green Lantern. It's R.I.P.D. The Rest in Peace Department. What can I say about this film that we didn't already say on the episode? But I'm going to do it anyways. You have, arguably, one of the funniest actors, naturally funniest actors working today in your film. And you put him into the unlikable role. Like, his character is unredeemable. His redemption arc is horrible. I mean, Jeff Bridges is fun. Everyone else in the film, it ruined a perfectly good concept. And I'm surprised that they made an R.I.P.D. 2. Not with Ryan Reynolds. It was a prequel. But still, you had the possibility to have a ton of fun with this property. You had the ability to make some supernatural Men in Black type film. And they fumbled the ball. And it's, again, this isn't on Ryan Reynolds' fault. He played the character he was given, and he read the words that were written, and neither of them did his character any justice whatsoever. Nothing at all. Yes, did Jeff Bridges feel like he was going to win the Sam Elliott Sound-Alike contest? Yes, he did. But that's about it. That's it. That's the only redeemable factor of that film. So, all of you people sitting out there making Green Lantern jokes, no. Hold my corpse of a film. R.I.P.D. is my pass pick. All right, Carrie, before we go, remind our listeners what your keep watching pass picks were from films starring Ryan Reynolds.
My keep is Free Guy. My watch is Turbo, and I am passing yet again on The Hitman's Bodyguard.
All right, my keep is Free Guy as well. My watch is Smoking Aces, and my pass is R.I.P.D. But before we go, and since we made a point of not talking Deadpool films, I'm going to throw a different challenge at you here. Just to mess things up with a bit. Okay? Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Which one are you keeping? Which one are you watching? And which one are you passing?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did not study for this exam.
Yeah, I'm putting you right on the spot.
Okay. I am keeping Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm watching Deadpool 1. And because I have to, passing on Deadpool 2.
See, I think I'm keeping Deadpool 1.
Whoa, wait.
Whoa.
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I am passing on the Once Upon a Deadpool.
No.
Nah.
I only listed the 3 films.
Okay, but I should be able to pick something from the property.
No, I of the 3 films.
Oh, okay.
Also, I can't actually picture you passing on anything with Fred Savage.
Fred Savage.
No, I'm actually keeping Deadpool 1. I'm watching Deadpool and Wolverine, and I'm passing on Deadpool 2. I'm with you on that one. All right. So now that I completely messed up the scenario here, let me get back on track here. But before I go, I want to point out something on our website, notthatbadcast.com. Go to the main page and you'll notice in our menu bar that there's now a merch section. So if you want to help support the show, we have merch items that you can purchase for It's Not That Bad, for There Can Only Be One, and for Spin, Shuffle, Skip. So if you see something you like, help support the show, buy something, rep the show, gotta love it.
So Ryan Reynolds, if you're listening,
Right?
you could be the Merc with the Mouth with the merch.
Yes. Although that being said, if Ryan Reynolds were to go to watch Green Lantern in a review theater wearing an It's Not That Bad t-shirt and someone takes a picture of it, I'll just laugh.
Please make that happen.
We have nothing to give away. We're idiots in a basement with microphones. That's what we are. We have nothing to give away, but we do have merch that you can purchase. So if you want to help support the show, that would be fantastic. But until next time, you guys know the drill. If there's a topic that you want us to cover on Keep Watch Pass, or a movie that you want us to cover on It's Not That Bad, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the page so anytime we make a new post or we put a blog entry up there, you get notified. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.